I'm often asked how DCF will screen out things. The Massachusetts Department of Children and Families screens out cases right at the onset. They can do one of two things. They can screen it out, doesn't go any further. They can screen it in, and they assign it for an investigation, either emergency or non-emergency. But the situations where they screen them out are many. And I'm going to just briefly describe a few to you. The first is where a child is not a child. The child being reported is over the age of 18, therefore the case is screened out. The second type is where whoever is caretaking for the child is not a caretaker. In other words, they say that so-and-so is watching a child, but yet that person may be in San Diego, away from Massachusetts, and therefore was nowhere near when the child was reported as to being abused and neglected, and was not responsible for the entrusting of the safety of the child. The third type is where there's many different 51A's filed, let's say 3 or 4 of them, on one incident. What DCF will do is screen in one of them and screen out the other 3. Another situation would be where a child's from out of state and the incident took place out of state. Another type is where you've got a child that has been alleged to have been abused, but however was not. It's like third or fourth hand. Somebody's being told something by 3 or 4 different other people. They don't have first-hand knowledge of the abuse or neglect. And they call into DCF, and DCF finds out that this didn't happen, or that this person doesn't have enough knowledge or information to really support and screen in a claim. Another type that I see often is where there's a report many, many months later, even years later, of something that happened that's too stale or old for DCF to screen in and have assigned to an investigation, and they screen it out. Now, the Massachusetts Department of Children and Families will often call pediatricians. They will call the schools. They will call the police to see if there's many reports regarding the household where the abuse or neglect has been alleged to have occurred. They also do query checks, where they check criminal records and background checks to see if the families have been involved with the Department of Children and Families. So the screening process can get quite complicated. And hopefully your case will not be screened in, but rather screened out, and the case goes no further. That's the happy ending we'd all like to see.